procedures today. So the first thing you need to know when coming into the classroom is that you should have closed-toed shoes on. If you don't have closed-toed shoes on, you cannot cook. It is a safety hazard. So I suggest keeping some in your locker or in your PE locker. Make sure you come up just to this class wearing those closed-toed shoes. The other thing you need to do immediately is put your hair up if it's long enough, and this is long enough. So just throw it up before you touch anything, before you do anything. As you've been learning in your safety and sanitation notes, your hair is full of a lot of bacteria and it's gross. As beautiful as it may look, it's gross. So just put it up. Now that I've put my hair up, I'm going to wash my hands. You're going to want to wash your hands in the kitchen that you're cooking in. Right now I'm going to wash my hands in this kitchen. 20 seconds or ABCs or happy birthday. That's how long it should take to wash your hands. You get into your fingers, you get your wrists. So this watch I'm wearing, I should take this off. Get your wrists real good. They're a good place to catch bacteria, especially when you have a watch or a hair tie on. And dry your hands. Now that my hands are clean, I can start cooking. The next thing I'm going to do though is I'm going to put on an apron. The aprons are over here and they're color coordinated. So I'm going to go to the orange kitchen to cook. So I'm going to take an orange apron. There are 6 of each apron and there's plenty for every single person in your kitchen. You're working in groups of 2 and 3. So there shouldn't be a need to try to find another apron. Now, if you are the last class of the day, you're going to take your aprons and you're going to tie them up because we're going to wash them. But only last class on day 2 of cooking. We clean the aprons once a week. So, I can't tell you who that's going to be. So 7th hour, you're the last class, or at least this year, 7th hour. So to tie up your aprons, you take all of your ends, see all 3 ends, and you put them together so that they're all in line here. Then you just tie it together like it's a balloon. So you just go around your finger and then pull it through this little hole I have here. Just like I'm tying the end of a balloon. That's it. Then you're going to stick it on top of the washer, not in the red basket. On top of the washer means that it's going to be washed. If you put it in the basket, I don't want it to be washed with towels. So if you are the first class of the day, you might find that all of your aprons are hanging up here, tied up. So you're going to have to untie them. Or they'll possibly be in the clean basket. So here are the baskets. Red is for dirty. The reason it's red is because it's like a caution color. So red for dirty, put all dirty stuff in here, minus your aprons. You're going to stick your aprons here so that we don't wash them with towels. And then here are all of the clean baskets. So whenever we pull fresh towels out of the dryer and we wash towels after every single time you use them, so at the end of a lab, you're going to put all of your towels in the dirty basket. But whenever we pull them out of the dryer, you're going to see that they're going to be in here. Now, the people who are not cooking, they'll be sitting at this very long table right here. Those people are going to be working on some kind of assignment that is due that day. So you're going to do that assignment first. If you are finished early, then you'll be folding towels. If there's any inside this clean basket, you're going to be folding towels. Now, that being said, we have some extra jobs for both people who are cooking and people who are sitting at these tables. So let's take a look at them. They're on this chalkboard right here. So as you can see, we have the word purple and orange. That means the purple kitchen, regardless of what group you're in, are going to perform these jobs. If you're in the orange kitchen, you're performing these jobs, and it rotates through all of the kitchens every single week. So you always get a chance to be off and not have jobs to do. So when you are cooking, these are the jobs that you're completing. So ingredient table, you're going to sweep underneath it, and you're going to clean the table just with the sanitation spray in a rag. The orange table, kitchen, not table, is going to do any extra dishes that I have, and typically I'll just bring them to your kitchen and put them in your sink. So if you come to your kitchen and find extra dishes, that means I stuck them in there because you're the extra dish people. And you're also going to fill the water pitcher, which currently I have in the dishwasher, but it's this giant 18 cup water pitcher. You just pull the top up. There's like a lid that goes up and down on a hinge. You just pull that up and you pour water directly in it from your sink. It's going to go in the reservoir very slowly because it's going to go through a filter. So those are the extra cooking jobs. Now, when you are sitting at these tables, the extra jobs for people who are in the purple kitchen, they're going, if they're the first cooking class, which is the second hour class this year, you're going to push these two tables together because you'll come into class and they won't be pushed together. And you're going to put the chairs around it. Take a look at the table, how I have the chairs. So you're going to put these chairs around the table, and you're also going to grab any chairs you see at the ingredient table and put those around this table as well. The orange kitchen, your extra job, if you are the last cooking class, is going to be to pull these two tables apart and fix the chairs. So put whatever chairs need to go back to the ingredient table at the ingredient table, and whatever chairs need to go to that table you've pulled apart back to the way they were. So 2 chairs on either side and 1 chair on this end. So just like this table here, which you're used to seeing because it's the way it's set up for class every single day. So those are the extra jobs. When you come into class, you're going to put, regardless of whether or not you're sitting here, not cooking, because you might be group 2 who is not cooking and group 1 is cooking, you're all going to put your stuff on that side of the room, the old sewing room, and you're only going to bring to your table what you need for the day, and I will always have up on the board what you need here. And then if you're cooking, you're just going to bring your recipe and your lab plan to your kitchens. So no need for anything but what you need specifically. So as far as a lab goes, to collect ingredients from this table, which is the ingredient table, and by the way, this will be pulled out to about right here so that everybody can get around it and it's not in the kitchen in the way of these. Before you begin cooking, you always start by sanitizing your kitchen. So you're going to come over to the washcloth and towel cabinet. You're going to grab 2 washcloths and 2 towels. This is a job for somebody to do on your lab plan, and we will talk about those when we get to lab plans. So 1 washcloth is for sanitizing the counters, the other is for washing dishes with. So your sanitation spray is underneath your cabinet. Also, you'll see that each one of these have a little bit of nail polish on it. So this is the Orange Kitchen sanitation spray. When you are finished with the sanitation spray, it always needs to make its way back to the correct colored kitchen and underneath the cabinet. The only kitchen where it doesn't go underneath the cabinet is in the green kitchen, because that kitchen is Mouse Central Station. So you don't want anything going into that cabinet at all. So just spray down everything and then wipe it down. This too is a job that is already assigned to somebody on your lab plans. Every once in a while, I'll even go ahead and just get this area because it gets so dusty and gooky with food. And then get the rest of the you feel like your sink is dirty because the person before you didn't clean it well enough, you do the sink also. By the way, if you find that something in your kitchen has not been cleaned thoroughly, you let me know and I will take points off from the previous class. So I don't expect you to get in trouble for not cleaning something somebody else should have cleaned. All right, the other thing that needs to be down here is this soap. So when you're finished using the soap, you're gonna stick it down here. When you fill up your sink with hot soapy water, use just a teaspoon of this, because we have to buy this with our budget money. If we're continually wasting soap, then we're gonna run out of money to cook with. So don't go crazy with the soap. Also, you'll have underneath every sink except for the green kitchen, a container that has all of the bunch of supplies that you need for your kitchen. This right here, this would give you a 0 for cleanup. In fact, this is disgusting. It did not get cleaned at all. So I might take more than 10 points from it. Make sure these are latched. We have a problem with mice in this school. You don't latch this up, you're gonna have a mouse. This used to, all of these supplies used to be in these drawers here. They're now empty. Well, they used to be empty. Mice can get into these drawers. That's why we've taken them out. Any of the drawers and cabinets you are using that have numbers on them are safe. So let's be mouse safe. Every kitchen has a scrub brush. We don't use sponges because they're going to collect bacteria. I do have sponges that are scrub sponges, and we only use them for the stovetop. So your scrub brush is going to be something that'll help you get more of the heavy duty stuff off of your dishes, as well as soaking things. Do make sure when you're finished with every lab to clean this out. Just take your washcloth that you're using to wash dishes and wash the brush, dry it, and stick it back on its hook. Every kitchen has a hook for their scrub brush. If these get dirty, I throw them away, and then you don't have a scrub brush anymore. So make sure you continue to be able to have a scrub brush. When you are washing your dishes, we don't have strainers. We use a towel as a strainer. So you're going to stick your towel down on the counter, use this in your hot soapy water, and then dry with this towel. If you happen to have one or more than one person drying dishes, it's the end of the hour and you want to get out of here on time, you can go ahead and grab more towels. And then when you're finished with your towels, do make sure they make it to the red basket. Don't leave any towels or washcloths in any of the kitchens. You'll be grabbing a red tray. Every single kitchen has 2 trays. They might be red, they might be blue. But you're gonna grab your ingredient tray and you're gonna load it up with the things that you need for your recipe. So for example, our first recipe that we cook is the apple cider. So you're gonna grab from the table your sugar and your cinnamon. Yes. So I would get this for my cinnamon. It's gonna be, can't remember exactly what it is, but let's say it's a teaspoon. So then I'd also grab a teaspoon. You can pull this apart. Well, no, actually you can't pull these apart. You can pull the other ones apart. Anyways, grab a teaspoon, and then it's about half a cup, I believe, for the sugar. So I'm gonna grab my half a cup, and I'm gonna grab a level, proper measuring, and I'm also going to get something to put the sugar in, because I can guarantee you as I'm walking back to my kitchen, I'm probably gonna make this spill a little bit. So I'm gonna grab just a little bowl to pour the sugar in as I'm measuring it. The other thing I'll need is just my apples, so I'll put them directly on my tray. This is called mise en place, which means everything's in its place. You're coming up to the ingredient table prepared. If you are not prepared at the ingredient table with this tray, with all of the supplies that you need to grab your ingredients with and put your ingredients into and measure your ingredients with, then I'm gonna send you back to your kitchen. It's part of your grade to come to the table prepared. So make sure you're prepared. So speaking of being prepared. You want to put everything back in the cabinets the way that they belong. So you take a look at this picture. You want the cabinet to look like this picture. Obviously, whoever used this kitchen last did not put everything away in the right spots. This kitchen would receive a 0 for cleanup. Make sure you put everything away where it belongs. Make sure it's clean. Make sure it's dry. I go through after every lab and I check your kitchens, and if you're done early, I'll check them before you even leave. That way, if you missed something, drying a dish perhaps, I will say, hey, you have a chance to get those points back. How about you dry this dish, or how about you put this away in the right spot, and you can always earn full points for cleanup. That being said, you have to be quick during lab to be able to be done before class is over. So that's the cabinet. All the cabinets, as you can tell, are numbered. It makes it easy for me. Say you are trying to find a piece of equipment, I know where everything is in this room. So if you ask me where something is, I can say, oh, that's in cabinet number 3, or number 4, or number 5. So it's very, very useful. We're also color coordinated. You'll notice that everything in your kitchen has a color on it. So they do come apart. So let's pretend that you left this on the ingredient table. Whoever is cleaning off the ingredient table for the extra job might go, okay, this belongs to the orange kitchen. Let's bring this back to the orange kitchen so that they can clean it up. So it makes everything so much easier. Here is our cleanup list. Floor, swept and mopped if necessary. Counters, cleaned and sanitized. The stove, surface and interior. The outsides of the cabinets free of food. Soap dispenser should be clean. Here's the soap dispenser. Here's the paper towel dispenser. We also have the towel holder. There you go. The sink should be clean. It should be dry. Yes. So wash the sink and dry it. This is where all the bacteria likes to collect. So, going back to this table, if you are sitting at this table working on an assignment, you're expected to work on this assignment all hour. It's due at the end of the hour. If you're goofing off, I go to your lab grade and I start taking points off. Maybe you haven't cooked yet. Well, you're going to start with a B. So make sure when you're at this table you're being appropriate with each other. It really hasn't been a problem in the past, but you are expected to direct yourself with this table because I will be running around the classroom helping other people. So make sure you're appropriately working on your classwork. Then when you're finished with your classwork, you're going to come over to the work turn-in trays and you're going to stick it in the tray that it belongs.